I'm here at Outlaws Boxing talking to Coach D on the talk of the day, November 24th, Brandon Rios, Manny Pacquiao. 3 years ago I was at this gym and the Pacquiao hater Xavier told me flat out Rios knocks out Pacquiao. What do you say? Now the fight's here. It's been 3 years. Fast forward.
Yeah, we'll see. It's like both of them are kind of in a odd spot. Rios is in a spot where he's going strong. Then he just lost the decision to Alvarado. So we'll see. He's come in and he's got something to prove. You know what I mean? And plus, think about it. You could sell this fight real easily for Rios. Having that kind of bravado.
Very popular fighter.
You got the things that was said about Freddie Roach and everything, kind of the joking towards Freddie Roach. So you got like two camps that you can play on the bad blood or whatever. But if there's really bad blood,
Freddie has not been relevant in 3 years.
But Freddie just hasn't had a fighter. He's still relevant. He just hasn't had a fighter that's really done anything like extremely successful in 3 years.
Well, he had Pacquiao.
Yeah, Pacquiao. But I'm saying,
he had Linares who got knocked out.
But look at their last couple of performances. That's what I'm saying. He's still relevant because he's still a name. You say Freddie Roach, people still know who he is. So and plus it's still Pacquiao involved, so you still can sell this fight. Yeah. Now, me personally, I thought, if anything, like I said originally in one of your other videos, I thought that if Pacquiao should do anything this year, the first guy he should fight should be a rematch against Timothy Bradley. I say go back and redo what you did last year and kind of make up for it and kind of start back over. And I think Bradley would have been a smarter fight because he's not a knockout puncher, but he's a good boxer and he's a good opponent. He's skilled enough so you can know where you're at, whether you're still at this upper echelon type fighters. And I don't think it's a question of Manny's skill still being there. It's just his mindset now that he's been, he got knocked out pretty bad by Marquez, and that's hard for a fighter to come back from getting that kind of knockout. So I think Bradley would have been a safer fight, but that didn't happen. So he's fighting Rios.
So you got to give Pacquiao credit for taking the tougher fight. Yeah. Because Rios, let's be honest, if he knocks out Manny and it's not pretty, that might be Manny's last fight.
Yeah. And personally, I still would have took Manny's big, so he's got to fight somebody. They had him originally. They was considered him fighting Alvarado, which to me would have been a smarter, safer fight because you got Alvarado's a great fighter. He can box, but he's not dangerous enough to the point where you think you can risk him really taking you out big like that. Brandon Rios, on the other hand, is a guy that can punch, and Brandon Rios is coming, trying to knock Manny out. You know what I mean?
He's coming.
Yeah, he keeps coming. So it's going to be a blood and guts fight. You know what I mean? And like I've been saying the last couple of years, Manny kind of needs, I don't know if he can, but revert back to what he was before he started, relying more on boxing and start, kind of going after these guys again. But again, can he come back psychologically after that knockout?
Let me ask the psychologist right here. Manny Pacquiao, his last fight, we all saw him. Marquez, it was a vicious knockout. Manny was doing good in the fight until that point. You got to remember that as well.
Yeah.
How does Manny come back from that fight without a tune-up? He's going straight into the lion's den.
Super tough. Manny Pacquiao, a terrific fighter, a guy that they'll be talking about for the next 100 years, going into a difficult fight right after being pancaked on his face for 25 seconds. How does he come back from it? I don't know. That's only for Manny Pacquiao to decide. That's for his psychology. I think he's just steadfast in the head, though. I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to beat Brandon Rios. And then will he be ready to fight another world-class guy that will go after him, that will try to knock him out, will try to set him up for punches? That will remain to be seen, but props to Manny Pacquiao for accepting a difficult challenge.
If Rios lands a real hard, vicious punch, what happens?
I don't know, Rios isn't like a one-punch guy like that. He has to kind of whack on you round after round after round to get you knocked out, and I think that's probably a reason that Brandon Rios was selected for this fight. He's not a guy that's going to time you for one vicious shot that's going to turn the lights out, but then again, everybody knows in boxing that once that shell's been cracked, it's more vulnerable. And who knows how Manny's going to take a punch now.
But one thing I will say about Manny, to his credit, is, and this is the thing you'll notice with him and any world-class athlete, is a world-class athlete, like you take like Kobe, Jordan, you got Floyd, Manny. they have a chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? When somebody like comes out and embarrasses them like that, they come back like with this eagerness. You know what I mean? And like I think one of the telltale signs is that it's not like, okay, man, you know, they had to take that period of time because he got knocked out. It's not like after that period of time, man, he was like, okay, I got to really sit back and he never at any point said, I got to sit back and evaluate what I want to do, whether this is still worth it or not. He was ready to, he wants to get back. He wanted to get back in that ring because to him, he got something to prove. And the fact that he doesn't want to go out on a note like that, maybe saying something more than we're giving credit to. Because most guys, if something like that happened to them, they're looking at like, well, you know, I got to go, we got to talk and you know, see what went wrong and everything like that. You know what I mean? It can go either way. And again, because he's got that chip on the shoulder, I got to spar him like right before he went to fight Morales again. And that's the thing, is at that time, there's a different kind of focus to him when he's ready to to hurt somebody.
For many years, Morales was the last guy to beat him, and that changed after Bradley, that changed after Marquez.
And then but after he did beat him, man, he went on that tear. You know what I mean? So we'll see if he has it in him, even at this age.
But he didn't do that after Bradley. He didn't come back. He can't.
Yeah, but he didn't lose to Bradley, really.
And what do you mean? He was tooth and nail with Marquez in a terrific fight. I mean, it was awesome. And Manny was winning.
He won the third fight, very, very controversial.
Yeah, but
came back for a loss that was controversial to Bradley.
So it wasn't a loss.
But did he beat Marquez then in the third one?
In the third, no. In my opinion, Marquez won that fight. You know what I mean? But he still came back, and when you watch that, I don't care what anybody say. I watched that Bradley fight. I watched it twice. Everybody said, "Well, you got to watch it again." It was close. Yeah, it was a little closer. He still won. You know what I mean? So that's.
Did he win the Marquez fourth fight?
Obviously not. You know, obviously not.
Ellie, I'm gonna pancake you on the fucking canvas.
So there you have it. Stay tuned. November 24th. What do you think about the fight being in China? They're gonna fight at 9 a.m. and just so we can see it here at night.
It makes boxing a little. I mean, he's an international star, so it can kind of be like him. You know, basically like he's going on tour. You know what I mean? And I understand as far as the money issue and stuff like that. So,
no tax out there.
And he's the kind of star that he can go to China and sell out in China. You know what I mean? He's an international superstar.
Las Vegas Boulevard's too hot. How many Tanqueray and tonics can I drink? goddammit?
Yeah, so you know he got that kind of pull. So you know, all power to him.
It'll be a great night of boxing. There you have it. Stay tuned right here at outlawsvsnewsreport.com. I'm Sickback reporting.